يا رسول الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. Your Royal Highness Rahib Sahib, Your Royal Highness Sahib Dada Shan, my most respected brothers and sisters in Tariqah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
It is indeed a great blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that once again we are gathered here in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the grace of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam in the spiritual presence of the holy ones who reside and shower not just their spiritual family but the whole mankind from the holy shrine of the Eidgah. And we are returning to a place where we have been on a number of occasions, and it is my pleasure to be once again talking with you after so many years. Many of you know the existence of the Eidgah. Many of you are spiritually and physically connected to the holy home of the Eidgah. And Hazur Rahib Sahib and Hazur Sahib Dada Shan have spent all of their lives in the traditions of their forefathers, in the service of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. For them, and they will tell you this, and I speak as one of their spiritual children, because I feel the same, that the greatest blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can bestow on any human being is to spend that gifted life in the service of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As we follow and look at the traditions of the Eidgah, we see nothing other than a life led in complete compliance in the service of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, reflecting the life, reflecting the actions, reflecting the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because it is in that we find success in this life, and it is indeed in that which we will find success in the real life that is to come. And Hazur Rahib Sahib left Pakistan well over a month ago, over 6 weeks ago, and we have had the pleasure of their company, and every minute that we spend in their company we learn something new. It is something new for us. It is something new for me, because I am so far away from practicing the true life in the service of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And if I pay gratitude, if I say thank you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is for this reason, that He has blessed me with true spiritual guides and spiritual family that live their life in accordance with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And there are many of us who have gone to other journeys into other worlds, and their parting wish, and the reason why I choose these words very, very carefully. I didn't say that they die. When they die, they leave us with these words. Because people who start on this journey, they don't actually die. They continue their journey into different worlds. This is what we are taught from the holy house of the Eidgah, that if we spend all of our lives, for ourselves, for our families, for our homes, and for our children, the only thing we will do is just live this life. But if we live a life that is in accordance with the commandments of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if we do all of those things that have been proclaimed aloud for us, and if we stop doing those things that we have been told that are prohibited for us by the command of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We heard during the Friday sermon from Rahib that if we do all of the things that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam have ordained for us to do, and if we refrain from all of the things that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam have recommended for us to refrain from, then we will find happiness in this life and in the life hereafter. And I was just about to say that there are those who have left this world for a better world, for an infinite world, for a world that is never to end. They left with much happiness because they were connected with the Darbari Aliyah Muhammadiyya Eidgah. But they left with this prayer that they are leaving this world before the wonderful time of Hazur Qibla Sahibzada wal Asham. And those of us that are living in these times, whether we are old or whether we are young, however we measure our lives, for those of us who are connected with the Darbari Muhammadiyya Eidgah, we will agree undoubtedly that we are living in what we can define as the best of times, because we are living during the time of the best people that we ever know. And the reason why they are defined as the best people is because everything they do and everything they say is in reflection of the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And it is indeed a great honor for us to be living in the times of the perfect ones, following the perfect example of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And I finish on these words, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to sit in the company of the chosen ones, of the special ones, of the ones who live their lives in accordance with the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, such that every moment that we spend in our lives, every breath we take, every action we do, and every word we say is in the reflection of those things that have been proclaimed aloud by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I say thanks and pay gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting me the opportunity and the chance to spend my life, or some days in my life, some days of my life, in the presence of the Shuyukh of the Darbari Muhammadiyya Eidgah. And I would recommend everyone here, whether you are connected with that holy shrine, whether you are not connected with that holy shrine, to spend as much of your time in the company of these wonderful, specially chosen people who serve Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, such that we can honor our lives. And on that day, when we are called to account for when we are called to account for our words and our actions, we can say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there was a day in our life, there were days in our life that we were sat in the company of those that you sent to teach us the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use this day to forgive me and to enable me to live a better life than I am living at the moment. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of the people that are here attending this function. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us every opportunity to witness such events in the future.